Hi, this is Stan Fitzgerald with Veterans for America First and our partner channel, The Vet Voice. I'm here with my friend and former candidate for Congress in New York, Robert Cornicelli. Robert has always done charitable efforts for our veterans, and he's going to tell you a little bit about his organization.
Well, Stan, thank you for having me. You know, it's an honor to be on your show. You're a hero. You're a patriot. What you do for veterans, you know, it touches my heart and it touches the heart of almost every person that I bump into on Long Island. Everyone knows the plights of veterans and disabled veterans, veterans with substance dependency, and knowing there are guys out there like you and your organization that make them feel wanted, especially back in the community. That's huge. And that's kind of what Veteran Recovery Coalition does. Every major holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, Super Bowl, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, Passover, Memorial Day, we make sure every homeless veteran in a shelter has catered dinners. You know, when you're home with family and you're having those holiday meals and some drinks and enjoying family time, you sometimes forget that they're stuck in a shelter. And those shelters can't afford big, elaborate Thanksgiving feasts. So we make sure they have catered restaurant style uh, meals for those holidays. For Christmas, Hanukkah, a big thing that I noticed a couple of years ago when we were doing the meals, the veterans had no presents to give their kids on the outside. And especially for the men, what a feeling that no, there's the women too. The feeling of I can't even buy my kid a GI Joe doll for Christmas, you know, and these are heroes. So we started getting not only from the homeless veterans, but through Suffolk County services, special services, a list of all the veterans in need on Long Island. And we reach out to them and get exactly what their children want off their list, and we make sure we go out and buy it. And then if they're going back into the workforce, we make sure that cars are repaired, insurance, registration, you know, and we want to remove the obstacles that can make a homeless veteran say, all this trouble's just not worth it. I'm better off dead. And then you get the 22 a day. So we try to remove those obstacles.
It's an amazing, important work, and you're doing great work, brother. And where can people go to your website?
It's www.veteranrecoverycoalition.com.
And we do recommend to all our viewers across our network to please go to Robert's website and check out what he's doing. Donate if you can and offer to help in any way. You recently were paid a visit to a VA center. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
You know, I posted this earlier. We have money for 87,000 new IRS agents who, in the past, haven't always done the right thing when it comes to the beliefs of veterans or people politically. But we don't have money for healthcare workers and medical staff in the VA. They're so understaffed. If you call up right now, it's probably about a 40-minute wait. I called between 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock and it just rang until about 11:15, and I finally got my nurse practitioner. The service there is great if they have people to perform it. And then I get there, and here's a funny story about the VA. I went in for surgery on my foot in 2014. I had 9 surgeries so far. They put the little dot where they were going to do the surgery. I go under. I wake up, and I'm coming to, and she was trained. The nurse was changing the dressing, and the dot was still there.
Uh-oh.
They did it in the wrong side of the foot.
It's not funny, but you're making me laugh.
That's just one of the horror stories there. It's just so bad. Um, that the understaffing is the worst because when you're talking about people with PTSD,
Yeah.
they need service immediately. And to not be able to get your nurse practitioner, you can't get your doctor unless you talk to a nurse practitioner. This VA has to be straightened down. That's what I know you're after and I'm after. That's why I ran for Congress, is to reverse these policies of putting bureaucrats in office and start getting health practitioners, you know, and nurses and doctors and paying them better so they can help veterans.
And thank you for that. And it's just a shame what's going on at the VA in a lot of states. And thank you for exposing that. And as you ran for Congress, you got involved in a lot of the national issues. And one of the issues that our organization is big on is securing the border. Admiral Kubik is our national spokesman. He built a portion of the wall during the Trump administration. We take candidates out to the border and media people and give them tours. Can you tell us what the hell is going on in New York with the immigration and the crime and everything else?
I mean, they get an influx of 1,000 homeless, 1,000 legal aliens, and right away we got to find out tent cities and bringing in Norwegian cruise line cruise ships, and we're gonna put these cruise ships in the old Navy base down in Staten Island. And we're gonna house them on these cruise ships and feed them and clothe them and give them access to the community. There are 137,500 homeless veterans in this country. There's still about 550,000 homeless Americans, and you're taking money that can go to saving America. That's what we talk about. America first. We don't say America only. We say America first. Take care of the 553,000 homeless Americans and the 137,000 homeless veterans. Put them on a cruise ship.
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
bringing these people in, and they're not. There's no asylum. They're not being persecuted. They're looking for a better life. And I'm sorry, we're closed now. Come back in 5 years, get online. Let the people who've been waiting come in and get all those jobs that they're looking for. But let's get Americans back to work. I mean, this is ridiculous. A cruise ship.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that. I just heard that from you now, and I'm glad I asked you about it because that's just absurd. And recently, I heard a rumor that you were going to be starting a new career or have some airtime somewhere. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I used to have a show on 103.9 out here called Vets Talk and In the Ring with Captain C. And all the proceeds from the shows would go to our veteran group. 77 WABC is now going to have me on the Red Apple podcast section of WABC to do In the Ring. That's a 50,000 watt radio station. So you're reaching, 100 times more listeners. And you got greats on there like Curtis Lewa and Mayor Rudy Giuliani and Greg Kelly, Sid and Bernie in the morning. I mean, this is a big radio show, and they're going to find a slot, hopefully for me on the weekend to do a live radio show. And we're supposed to start next week airing some of the podcasts. But the fact is, the money is coming to our vet group, and that saves me from having to beg, plead, and borrow every single. This is why I ran 2 years ago. That's why I started. It was Memorial. It was right around Memorial Day when I couldn't raise enough money to buy the meals. And I was so frustrated that I can't get money to buy a homeless veteran a dinner, but they have money for all these illegal aliens and all these other things that the left does. So that's when I decided to run. But this will give us a nice platform to let people know really what's going on in the VA, the shortages, liver fluke that veterans are still suffering from, and the VA won't cover it. Liver fluke from Vietnam. So we're fighting, and we're never going to stop fighting.
And you, just for our viewers that didn't know, the election didn't turn out the way it should have. But just to back up for a minute, you'll be on air with Rudy Giuliani. Not only did Veterans for America First endorse Robert's campaign because he was the best candidate, he also had the mayor's endorsement. So that's a big deal. So
Yeah, we had Steve Bannon, we had General Flynn. They knew why we were there. I was donating my entire retirement. A third to pediatric cancer research, a third to veterans, a third to autism. I wasn't going to DC to profit.
Right.
And I asked everyone who was running, how about you donate? How about you just live off that salary? Donate everything else. You can't go down there and make a living and then swear you're not going to invest in anything. We got to stop going down there and enriching our lives and start going down there to enrich everyone else's life. But, it didn't turn out as we thought, but we learned a whole heck of a lot going against the machine. It's a federal election. So, next time it's not going to be the same results.
Well, there you have it. You got a leaked tidbit about future plans that I wasn't going to ask him about, and if that happens, we'll be supporting you again, my friend.
Thank you.
And you've heard it here. Robert is true America First patriot. So please listen to his new show when it comes out. Help his charity and follow him on social media. And brother, I thank you for your time, and we'll talk again soon.
Stan, keep up the good work, man. You're a hero of mine.
Will you stop? I mean, you're the hero, my friend. So we appreciate everything you do. And I'll talk to you soon, brother.
You take care.